Somewhere we failed, and I take responsibility as committee chairman of Franklin County that I couldn't find him 700 and some odd votes. But I'm not going to let that happen again. And why I'm running for the 5th District Chairmanship is because of that. Because I can bring to the committee an organization that we so desperately need. First and foremost, what I think we need to do as a committee is raise $250,000 to fund political operations. We really haven't done that before, and I think it's time we do. I think that 21 units, 21 committees that make up the 5th District Republican Party here need to speak with one voice. We're as diverse in our terrain as we are in our people. But here we stand together as conservatives with one voice. We need to organize and create a comprehensive plan for victory and get ourselves together so when this primary takes place on June 8th, we're going to make sure that our nominee is driving a Cadillac and not a Yugo or a Toyota. Well, Toyota's going to go fast, might be good. I don't know. Now, I'm going to help the local units also raise money. It's not rocket science. It can be applied in every unit. We were able to raise $9,000, $10,000, $11,000 in a year. And we did it by what was my slogan, which was, I'm going to put the party back in the Republican Party. And we socialized. And conservatives came together with moderate Republicans, and we all sat down, we broke bread, and we realized that we had more in common than we did. And we had more reason to work together than we did. And you know what? We have very conservative ideals in the Franklin County Union. But we all work together for victory, and we've been very successful. We've now put a Republican for the first time on the Board of Supervisors. Nobody's ever been a declared Republican. Well, we did that. And now all of the rest of the Board of Supervisors members, the Democrats hiding behind that I, are thinking a lot differently. Because I think the voter should know whether you're liberal or whether you're conservative, and the vote should be based on it. Independent, when you're going to a Democratic function, you're not independent in my mind. And so that is something that we worked hard to change, and I believe we change it in Franklin County. And I think we can do that in every locality. But I want to help them raise money to fund their local efforts and to grow the new candidates that are going to come out. Because that Board of Supervisors candidate here in Pennsylvania County might be our next governor. And we should make sure that we give them every opportunity to become and develop their political ambition. Moreover, we're going to, if you elect me chairman, we're going to strengthen the college Republicans. We have a lot of colleges in the 5th District. We need to bring them into our political operations because they're the future of our party. The future of conservatism is with the youth. And here's one thing that I'm going to do if I'm elected chairman. We're going to start programs to make sure that conservative Republican clubs are placed in high schools. We need to create a counterbalance to the liberal indoctrination that those schools are giving to our children. They need to have another voice. They need to have a new message. They need to be able to make a choice about what type of person and who they are and what they believe in. So I believe the 5th District can do that. The committee should do that. Some people have said that the committee should not do anything, should not raise any money. In fact, my opponent says that we should be small and decentralized. I believe otherwise. I believe it's time that we actually become a cohesive, strong political unit that defeats Tom Perriello in November. I think we also have to have a public relations media strategy. Why not put ads on the air that soften the target, soften Tom Perriello, hold him to account for his votes? We need to take some of that weight off the candidates' hands. We need to assist the candidates at the local level. We need to grow the party at the local level. Because you don't build a house with the roof first. You build it with the foundation. And the foundation in politics, as the old saying goes, because politics is local, is right here with us. And I want to welcome you back into the Republican Party. Not saying that you shouldn't, or that you should stop meeting in a garage. It's a nice garage, by the way. But I think, quite frankly, you can not only have your own identity to hold the Republicans and Democrats accountable, but we need to be more responsive to you, the conservatives. We need to make sure that our candidates not just give lip service to conservative values, they live them, they act upon them, and they represent them when they go to Washington. I want to double the membership of our local units. That's going to increase revenue, it's going to increase activism, and I like the word activism, because that means that you're active. And if we bring in more people in the party, the youth, the disenfranchised, conservative organizations, we're going to be better for it. Now, my opponent doesn't believe that we should grow the membership that much at all. I'm to understand that State Central yesterday, or at least is considering having a membership drive like it did before, to double the membership. There's a very real reason why we should double the membership. There's a very real reason why we should grow our party. Not incrementally, but by leaps and bounds. But we also have to, when the person comes to the party, be responsible. Responsible with their trust, responsible with our message. So I pledge to you that we will always, always have that first. Also, Mr. Watkins, myself, and Richard Krause, after last year's RPV elections, when I came in third, there were only 2 people running, but I came in third. One of my pledges that as RPV chairman, when I went around the district, I ran a 23-day kind of guerrilla warfare campaign. And got 30-some, a little over 30%, but I was proud of that. I had 10, I was getting about 1% a day, so I had 10, 20 more days. Something else might have happened. But what we started was a membership or a registration drive of voters unregistered in the 5th District, specifically targeted to the Second Amendment, which you know is a conservative vote every time, a Republican vote every time. Do you realize that there's approximately 16,000 people in the 5th District who hold hunting licenses, fishing licenses, and concealed carry permits who are not registered to vote? Ladies and gentlemen, if you look out just on a CNN, if you can stand to watch it, what is the one thing that our government is trying to do? They're trying to limit our Second Amendment rights. So we developed a program, and Mr. McKelvey actually funded the mailer program of that, and we were appreciative of that. We kind of started late, but we got a significant amount of people registered to vote. At this rate, 722, I think that's what the recount number was. That's what we need to register. I pledge to you that we're going to fund that again, and we're going to try to register at least half of those. Can you imagine 8,000 new registered voters who will vote conservative, who will vote because they believe the Second Amendment is important? Can you imagine what Tom Perriello will be doing that next day after the election? He'll be packing, and he won't be packing heat. He'll be packing his bags. So those are just some of the things that I
go back to New York, where he was raised.
Yeah, well, first he's going to have to go to Albemarle County to pack up from his mama's house, and then he's going to have to go back to New York. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come for us to be organized. That's why you're here. And the time has come the Republican Party returns itself to its roots, to the right side, because the right side is right for a reason. You know, and I was just getting back to the Second Amendment, I like to always say, and I've heard it before, they always say that's why they call it the Second Amendment, not the 5th, 6th, or 7th Amendment, because it's the second most important amendment that we have. The first one being freedom of assembly, speech, and religion. The Second Amendment, right to bear arms, because our founding fathers knew better. They knew what they were creating was subject to corruption. They wrote a beautiful document called the Constitution in simple words, and what has the government tried to do ever since then? Explain it, create exceptions to it, and take the power away that was given to us by people who knew better, our founding fathers did. And I think when the Republican Party stands on those principles and the principles of the Republican creed, we will be victorious. Now, the last thing I'm going to tell you before I leave you, and I think Nigel's starting to squirm over here, I'm taking a lot of time. The last thing I'm going to tell you is that we have a district convention coming up May 1st at Hampden City College, my alma mater. And I ask you to become active in the Republican Party. Change comes about in many ways. It comes about right here in this garage. It also comes about from within. Because I know I'm looking out to a lot of people that have gone door to door, have made phone calls, have sat at those polls on those cold November days, and have worked. And it's not so much what you can do for the 5th District anymore, it's what the 5th District Committee can do for you. And we ask you to become active in your local units. We ask you to grow the membership and to bring other people in there and stand up for your conservative values. And the last thing I would say is become a delegate. Come to the convention. Because there is the future of the 5th District. We can exchange ideas freely, we can talk amongst ourselves, we can create a new vision together. Become a delegate, and I'd ask to earn your support. I'm not asking blanket for your support, I want to earn your support. But I think when we walk out of John's Auditorium on May 1st at Hampton City College, we will leave a united and a conservative party.